These are the 10 muscle building laws of calisthenics. Get it! I'll never do that again. Okay, number 1, making every single rep count, aka muscle contraction and actually feeling the muscle work for you while you are doing the exercise. When I was trying to teach people to do calisthenics, one of the biggest concerns for them when they would try and do normal push-ups, they would do push-ups and they would say to me, I can't feel it in my chest, I can't feel it in my triceps. No matter what calisthenic exercise they do, they can't feel the exercise. Well, for one, that is a lack of mind-muscle connection, and 2, you actually really have to emphasize on contracting and activating those muscles when doing it. For one, if you are trying to activate your chest on the push-up, a great way of doing this is putting your hands a bit closer together, activating more of your chest, squeezing more of your chest. It's going to also target a lot more of your triceps as well. If you place your hands a bit farther from each other, it's going to focus a bit more on just stretching the chest, which is also great. So for number 1, no matter what exercise you do, focus on activation of the muscle, what you are trying to work, and contract it, actually use it. Number 2, the more skills you learn, the more potential you have for muscle growth. Let's take the front lever for example. If you're able to maintain a very strict front lever for at least 6 to 10 seconds, you're opening up many possibilities for you to take advantage of. One of my favorite exercises nowadays, I like to call it the front lever L-sit pull-up. And if you guys have ever tried this, you know it's a killer. It really messes you up if you've ever tried it. On a good day, I can probably only do about 6 to 10 good reps, and yeah, that goes to show the stronger you get, the more stuff you can do, and in correlation, the more stuff you learn, the harder it gets. Okay, you learn the front lever, you can do fully straight, and then maybe you want to try out one arm. I don't know, you could try it out yourself. If you can do one arm, learn as much skills as you can, and muscle building would just be natural to you. Number 3 is comboing exercises. Calisthenics has a ton of variety, it has a lot of exercises, and simply if you're not putting one and one together, you're leaving potential growth on the table. Okay, and by comboing I don't mean freestyling. Freestyling and combining exercises together are 2 completely different things. 1, you're trying to impress people. 2, you're trying to make exercises harder. You're making it work for you. For example, one of the exercises that I really enjoy doing that makes the pull-up a lot harder is doing a pull-up to a headbang. But if you want to make this even harder for yourself, maybe you want to do 1 pull-up to 5 headbangs. That's 1 rep, right? And there's endless possibilities of what you can do with comboing. It opens up the arsenal to your muscle growth, muscle building journey. And it just makes calisthenics overall way more fun. If you guys want us to make a in-depth video of what exercises you can combo, we'll do it. But yeah, next one. Number 4, never neglect statics. If you guys have ever looked at gymnastic training or people who do calisthenics and how they look, first of all, they are extremely shredded and they are extremely strong. Why is that? They do statics. They can do full planches, they can do back levers, front levers, human flags. They can do most of these things, sometimes without even training. It's just a byproduct of their effort consistently at the gymnasium. And if you guys know gymnasts, they train hours upon hours a day. Okay, calisthenics and gymnastics are 2 completely different things. Of course, you do calisthenics in gymnastics, but the amount of training they do in gymnastics is insane. If you want to look like a gymnast, do statics, and not just to look good, but to also be strong as fuck. There's really nothing better than putting your body in a position where it has to maintain or hold for a long period of time, or maybe most likely a short period of time. Maybe some of you can't do front levers yet and you're only able to hold it for about 3 seconds. That's okay. You build that over time. Trust me, that's going to have a direct impact on how big you are and how good you look. Number 5, a difficult core workout once a week. If you were to ask me, what makes a calisthenic athlete, it's core strength. We are extremely strong, or at least I speak for myself. Seriously, most calisthenic athletes, we build our core pretty much it's a byproduct of the normal exercises that we do. We do push-ups, pull-ups, muscle-ups, all of those strengthen our core. And if you target that, or you try to strengthen your core directly at least once a week, I do it on Tuesdays. If you do that, it's going to have a magnificent impact on the other movements that you do. Of course, yes, it's going to reflect on your front levers, etc. But in general, if you become stronger, you train your core, and then you go back to your hypertrophy workouts, your strength workouts, you're going to perform even better. Okay, make sure you're training your core at least once a week. Number 6, bodybuilding-esque workouts. One of the biggest revelations that I have when it came to me putting on size and building muscle, well, I started from 45 kilos and now I'm currently 66 to 67. 67 on a good day if I'm eating a lot. But what I started doing was training like a bodybuilder, which is incorporating supersets, drop sets, straight sets, and really taking seriously heavy loads. I was a very stubborn calisthenic athlete at the start. I didn't want to add external resistance. I didn't want to do heavy loaded stuff because it was strictly calisthenics only, right? But once I actually made the switch to doing weighted calisthenics, to doing heavy dips, well, heavy to me anyways, my first 60 kilo dip, man, getting that and in the process of working up to that was one of the greatest experiences ever. Of course, there's the ego part, but for your own self-growth, man, it contributes so much to your muscle building journey, okay? And yeah, really start to research on best ways to superset your exercises, drop set your exercises. If you guys want us to make a separate video on that, we can do that. But yeah, next. Number 7 is rest. What I like to do personally, for my straight sets, I like to rest at least 2 minutes in between my sets. For supersets, it's usually 1 minute in between exercises. So if I'm doing push-ups and then to pull up as my superset, I do the push-up, rest a minute, and then do the superset. For drop sets, I like to get a minimal rest, right? I'm trying to build that tension, make sure it doesn't go away. If you're doing cycles, I usually rest for about 30 seconds in between exercises, and keep in mind that is if you're doing probably about 8 to 10 exercises plus in one whole cycle. And for pyramids, it's minimal as well, 30 to 60 seconds. But this is what I do. Try to find what works best for you, but of course it's best to stick to science, and based on my experiences, this is what have worked best for me. Number 8 is, once you master the fundamental exercises, it's time to ramp it up. Time to get a bit serious, man. Like I said, I was stubborn when switching to weighted calisthenics, but when I made the switch, muscle gain were there, the people admiring were there, and yeah, it feels good, man. And I'm not a biased calisthenic guy. I just like calisthenics a bit more than weightlifting. I have done weightlifting and I love that too, right? I love training in general, okay? If you love fitness, you don't really care. But yeah, calisthenics plus weightlifting, it's simply, it's like when you add fried chicken to rice. It's, oh my god, think about it. So you have the dips down, the push-ups down, the pull-ups down. If you can do those for at least 10 to 20, maybe 30 plus reps, fast and clean, then yeah, it's time. Get some plates, get a backpack, some books, some weight, slap that on, and just let the gains roll in. While you add more weight, you want to make sure that you have PRs, you have goals you're trying to work towards, okay? You're not just going to add weight just to add weight. You want to keep track of your progress. If on one day you can do 20 kilo dips for only about 3 reps, keep track of the next week that you do the exact same thing. Okay, can you do more reps? Can you add more weight? How easy, how hard is the exercise? And also, progressive overload is a very important thing as well. As you get stronger, well, in general, you want to make sure you're getting stronger. If you're going to the park, if you're going to the gym, and you're doing your workout, but you don't even know if you're getting stronger, that's going to be a red flag. You won't know where you're at, okay? Keep track of where you are, and you'll be where you want to get.
Let's go! Let's go!
Shut up! Number 9, no matter the circumstances, you have to get it in no matter what. Some days you feel like shit, but guess what? On the days that you feel like shit, you have to push yourself even harder, okay? You may start out by saying, okay, I don't feel too good, I'm just going to go through the motions. But next thing you know, as you go through the motions, you're setting PRs. You feel strong as fuck. You're getting shit done. I know both you and I have had those feelings before. and it's simply pure bliss. It's like that Goggins mentality where you say you're not going to do much, but then something takes over you and you do so much more than you thought you could ever do on that day. I tried this before on one day when I felt like I didn't want to run. I said to myself, okay, we're only going to run 3 kilometers. As soon as I got to 3 kilometers, that endorphin high kicks in. All these chemicals, all these byproducts, they kick in and they say, we've gotten to 3 kilometers, but we can do more. So no matter what happens, of course, you're not going to make excuses. It could be fucking quarantine, whatever situation you're in, no equipment, you have to get it in no matter what. Okay, you want to build muscle, you will find a way to make everything hard. Okay, maybe you're on vacation, you're traveling, you're still going to find a way to get it in. If you love fitness and calisthenics and training in general as much as I do, you would do it regardless. I've done direct sales for quite a bit, and while I was doing that, I had to adapt my lifestyle to a sales lifestyle. Okay, I had to get to work at around 8, and I would sell or pitch probably to the end of 6 or 7 on a bad day, or on a good day that I wanted to make the quota. I knew to myself that I had to work extra hard. I didn't want to neglect my fitness. Prior to that, I could do front lever, planche, and yes, I had to tell myself I have to kick back on some of those exercises, but I'm still going to push it hard in fitness. I'm still going to grow. Okay, so I told myself, let's sign up to a gym, let's go to a place where we can silence everything out and just work in peace. Right, okay, so it was 4:30, 5 to 6, just working out, and then get to training, or get to work. But yeah, pure bliss. Don't make the excuses, get out there and do it, man. You'll see how it works for you. Okay, number 10, a lot of people, me, myself included, love to neglect this, and it's cardio. Of course, cardio won't have a direct impact on how big you look. It's not going to make you bigger. As much hate CrossFit gets, if you guys have done CrossFit legit, you know how fucking difficult that shit is, man. You can't breathe for a solid 30 to 40 minutes. So number 10, it's not really a muscle building law, but it's more of an athlete law. If you're an athlete, you'll do cardio because you want to increase your cardiovascular. You want to become stronger. You want to become an overall athlete. Okay, what athlete do you know can't run? Pretty sure most of you guys can run 100 meters without passing out. Okay, you've done uphill sprints before, but if you can't, really try to work towards that. You want to be the ideal athlete. And if you're having trouble finding resolve or reasons onto why you should do cardio, well, think of it. If the apocalypse comes, I mean, during quarantine or COVID-19, people thought it was really the apocalypse coming down, and people were gearing up, seriously, toilet paper and everything. But man, if you're someone who can run while all these other guys can't, you're gonna survive longer than they. you gotta survive longer than them. But yeah, take cardio seriously. Okay, okay, I was about to say it's fun. It's not fun. It's not fun at all. Doing sprints, I mean, you don't have to do much for cardio. For me, usually, I don't really like to do stationary stuff. It's either long distance, which is probably the worst, but it's mostly hits or sprints. Usually it's always sprints. I'm sprinting for about 20 to 30 minutes, and yeah, that's it. Take it seriously. That's pretty much all the 10 laws that I have. Building muscle, guys, it's a long journey. I've been training for about 7 years, 4 to 5 years seriously. But yeah, it's setting goals, hitting PRs, progressive overload, getting stronger, tracking your progress. You guys will get there. Wherever your ideal physique is, just know. I always like to say that working out is like a prison. Once you're prosecuted, you can't come out. Right? You gotta serve your time. Once you have built muscle, you don't want to lose that. I remember watching this Korean variety show called Running Man. One of the members were asked, if you had to pick between losing your muscle mass over not being able to date, what would you choose? And guess what? I'd choose that exact same thing as well. He chose, I'd rather keep my muscle than not being able to date at all. And for you guys, if you guys have been lifting or training for over 10 years, I'm sure you would do the same. We don't ever want to lose this. We want to look good for eternity. I don't know about you guys, but I'm gonna work until I die. Work out until I die. I want to retire as well. Retire, I don't know. That's a different topic. Just found this channel. If you're new, subscribe to the channel. We have more stuff like this coming out. More challenges, more funny stuff coming out, I hope. But yeah, if you enjoyed it, like the video, turn on post notifications for more videos in the future, and see you guys in the next one. Peace out.